welcome to Thunderbird Field at San Jose, California. We got there in the end, ladies and gentlemen, the second of two SFLm semi-final games to decide who will take on the New York Gargoyles in the Season 10 championship game. I said that intro 3 times, and of course it's the third one that I got wrong. What a shocker. It's the San Jose Flight against the Boston Rebels to find out who will be that second team in that championship game in a week's time. And we teleported from one spot to the other here to get to San Jose, but DJ Kilgannon's back with me in the booth. DJ, for the third time, what are the keys to the game for tonight?
You know, I think we're going to see some pressure from Boston. I think if they're able to get in the head of Brady White and force some turnovers from him, they're going to be looking good. And I think, you know, right on the other side of that, if Brady White and the San Jose Flight offense are able to fly high, I think success will be in their near future. I had the pleasure of talking to Mr. White just before kickoff, and he was telling me about how, you know, the entire season's been building to this point. Everything falls to the now. Everything before does not matter. Defense needs to be up to par, and he needs to be up to par.
One team heads to a neutral venue to play the title game. The other team looks forward to Season 11 with deep regrets, you would imagine, as Philadelphia have already found out as they fell 31-21 in New York about an hour ago. And to start things off here, Brady White and the San Jose offense to take over 31 yards away from the Flight goal line. The first game tonight had a very entertaining start. This one projects to be the same. It'll be handoff to the right-hand side, to the left rather. And Ace Ketchum with an opening carry gets a couple. No. Duncan Odom has gone down in the midst of that defensive play.
We saw some injuries in the other block of the night, Jacob, with the quarterback going down. And, you know, it was a defender as well, I believe, that went down. But Duncan Odom, who's been really, really good for Boston all season long, goes down early. Hopefully we're going to see him come back healthy for the rest of the game.
Certainly not what was on the script for the Rebels early in the contest. Second carry, run up the middle for Ace Ketchum, going to get a first down and some change. There's a San Jose with an early conversion. The offense for the Flight, Brady White under center at quarterback, Ace Ketchum, and Tim, the back, Speedy Gonzalez, Victor Rojas, the fullback, Victor Rojas, Luis Coduti, I should say. I've got that right now. Aiden Texeria, Kevin Parker, the receivers, Rodney Smith, Sanj Singh, the tight ends, Rachel Mena, Owen Porter, and Sarah Bergens, the offensive line. Throw on the outside. That is caught by Coduti for a first down. Early connection from Brady White. In fact, it's Rojas on that catch. One of those two top wide receivers. DJ, it's a bit of an advantage for this San Jose Flight side to have essentially the second and third most productive receivers in the SFLm.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Coduti with 915 yards coming into the playoffs. Victor Rojas having 1,200. Both of those two have been absolutely electric all season long. They combined for 10 touchdowns. Brady White, their passing game, it goes through those two.
The only two receivers that are short of Michael Goodman, who had the 215-yard effort earlier in the evening. If you caught the first game of our block tonight, that run from Ketchum doesn't gain anything there. William Patterson on that tackle. This Boston defense has got plenty of talent across it, particularly in that front seven. Plenty of SFL talent. Stepping down to the minor leagues to assist. Blitz up the middle. Brady White's got time. He can throw across. That's incomplete. Nearly fell into a second set of hands. That's Rojas again on the target. They'll bring up a third down and long. That Boston defense, May West landed on him. Barron Went, May Booker make up the offensive line. Maz Booker, I should say. Morgan Brown, William Patterson, LJ Dorsch make up the linebackers. Duncan on him as well. He's off the sideline at the moment. Hudson Cruz, Jimmy Hatzer, Scotty Kilgannon, and Dantes Talakani make up the secondary. Drop back from White. He's got time. Pressured through off the back foot. It's caught inside the 10. Trying to get all the way through. It's tackled, made there at the back by Hudson Cruz to prevent a touchdown. But the first catch of the game for Kevin Parker is a beauty, and San Jose are now inside the 10.
Hudson Cruz had a huge game in last week's performance, but that time just a little bit too far away from Kevin Parker, who was able to make the huge catch, I should say, way downfield, able to push them into red zone territory already. Talk about high flying. The San Jose Flight, they're bringing it tonight.
Boston won this matchup 58-24 on Wednesday. San Jose are starting this game red hot. Brady White with a rush. He's a couple of yards shy. Gotta be careful there. We saw a couple of fumbles in the last game that we watched. He held onto that one there. We saw the backup quarterback for New York have a long range rush that ended up being a turnover. White now, though, in a rushing formation. Ace catch him in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Wide open touchdown. San Jose take 2.5 minutes, and they have the opening score of the game.
Could have walked into the end zone there, Jacob. And Ace Ketchum only had one rushing touchdown pre-postseason. Going to push it across for another one already. And a really, really well-sustained, pretty complete drive for them there. They had the run game working a little bit. They had the pass game work to perfection like we saw after that huge bomb, and able to punch it in with the run game. That's what you do. Set up the run game touchdowns with the pass, and they did it really well there, already putting up 7 in under 3 minutes.
It's exactly the start that Brady White and the San Jose offense would have been after. And inversely, not the start that Boston would have wanted. They lost Duncan on them on the first play of the game. And they ended up giving up that touchdown at the end to Ace Ketchum. Kickoff return from 10 yards away. And that's going to be up past the 35. So a good result for Boston. Gets good field position. This offense led out by quarterback Dakota West. Jacob Brewer and Lamore West make up the backfield. Bismarck Wright, the fullback Joey Hightower, Curtis Friesen, and Angel Maldonado make up the receivers. Django West, Mike Kleinecht, and Mike Kleinecht are the tight ends. Oliver Tarask, Dina Pickle, and Portia Henson make up the offensive line. First run on the ground. That's going to break a tackle. Nice run from Brewer. Gets the outside. In fact, that's Lamore West with the opening carry. She gets 3.
Yeah, in this backfield, pretty heavily spotlighted by Bismarck Wright and Lenore West. They get the majority of the carries here in Boston, and it's a really nice tandem. Bismarck Wright, very powerful back, and Lenore West, pretty shifty. It's a nice 1-2 punch.
Throw from West, that's Dakota, and it's complete across the middle. Nice find to find Kleinecht for the first reception of the game.
And Boston really has 2 offenses that we usually see from them. It's either very pass reliant or very run reliant. And, we talked about their runners, and they have a few receivers that do really well in tandem with each other. Mike Kleinecht has been phenomenal for him. Curtis Friesen and Joey Hightower, who's really stepped up to the plate lately.
Toss play to the outside. That time Lenore has got no room to explode forward and loses 3. Good response from the San Jose defense. Now with an offset eye to receivers up the top. Their defense out of San Jose. Motion the receiver, that's Friesen down to the bottom. Drop back from Dakota West. Throw in them between the numbers again. Nice touch on that pass. Kleinecht's got 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2, and 2 passes over the middle. That's usually where they tend to find him when they do involve him in their pass game. And now the playbook completely wide open for whatever Boston wants to throw out there. Looks like they're going pretty run heavy against a heavy set defensive front for San Jose.
Hand off to the left-hand side. Lenore West trying to get forward. She got it. They're going to give her the first down there. The 2 yards required was sustained. And Boston can keep going downfield. Or will they? Not Vanderlei throws the challenge flag, and we're going to have a second look at it.
I was just about to mention that one looked a little questionable. I think it might have been down just before the yard to gain, but I have been wrong before. Could be again. Going to get a much better look at it here, I imagine.
Chloe Meerkat made that tackle. And did she inversely push Lenore West over the first down marker? It doesn't, in that angle, look like she did.
Great challenge.
There you go. So the opening challenge from Art Vanderlei is a good one. And it's going to get this San Jose defense off the field.
Yeah, and 4th and inches. You know, maybe see some aggressiveness from Boston. And we are. Here we go.
Why not? They're inside San Jose territory. Trust the ground game. Lenore West did get a break there when she went off the field when they had that challenge. Also have Bismarck right in front of her. Hand off to the outside. Lenore West blown up. Great tackle. Got into the backfield. Luis Quintana.
Well, I love the decision, Jacob, but you see the run. There was, I think if you bounce that upfield, I mean, just needing an inch, I think you get it. But Luis Quintana played it so well, played off of the lineman just enough until he saw Lenore West try and bounce it to the outside, where he beat the blockers to the runner around the edge. Just a tremendous defensive play from him.
It's a great result for San Jose. And gets Brady White back out onto the field here. He'll toss it to Ace Ketchum. And yeah, exactly. Duncan on him. Back onto the field pretty quickly, all told. Makes that tackle there and stays on there, we'll say. A quick alert of all those in the chat. There's plenty going on. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't completely ignore the fact that Pseudo Nakai claims the presidential position of my fan club. Apparently. Didn't even know that was a thing. The more you know. That throw from the outside for Brady White is incomplete. Good defensive stand there from Boston. There it is deflected away by Jimmy Hatsis. And it'll be a 3rd down and long.
Your fan club is certainly a thing, Jacob. I put my application in a few weeks ago. Still haven't heard anything back. I know it's pretty full up, but I'm hoping to get in there at some point.
Didn't realize it existed, to be honest with you. Drop back from White. He's got good protection up front. Throws deep again. It's caught. That's what connected last time. He got them downfield. He's got Kevin Parker again.
You know, Kevin Parker isn't someone you usually see get highlighted in the offense for San Jose. Through the regular season, he only had 11 receptions for 153 yards throughout his tenure in San Jose. And now, so far in this game, he's the leading receiver.
It's a good response from San Jose. They know that Cruz and Hatsis will have their hands full with Victor Rojas and Kadudi tonight. And it's the slot man who's getting the job done at the moment. Drop back from White. He's got no time at all. That time, the pressure from Boston gets through. And the first sack of the contest for Landum on him.
Yeah, the other on him on defense, able to clean up the sack there. Brady White tried to take off, and that's what we talked about in the time leading up to the game, is how pressure is going to be a big impact on the game. And you look at the leaders of the SFLm when it comes to sacks. There is a big pileup with 4 sacks. 4 people on Boston had 4 sacks to finish up the regular season.
Bunch to the right here. Brady White will roll out. This time he's got time to throw. And he again targeted Parker on that right-hand side of the field. That's a risky throw across your body on a rollout. And it's incomplete. And it'll be a 3rd down and long now for this San Jose offense.
I'll tell you what, Jacob. Brady White loves going for those risky cross-body off the back foot throws. And a lot of the times they connect, not able to there.
This time it's just a straight drop back. He was rushed there, and the throw on the outside is incomplete. Would have been short nonetheless for Aiden Teixeira. And it will be a first punt of the game. The first drive from San Jose resulted in a major score. This one stifled there by the Boston defense, who gets the hold.
Yeah, now if you're Boston, maybe try and take the lid off of San Jose. You know, they've been going for a lot of runs, a lot of the shorter passes we saw get connected with Mike Kleinecht, a few underneath throws. Maybe, you know, try and go for a big play. You know, take a note out of San Jose's book. We saw the few big bombs to Kevin Parker that have connected. Maybe try that, throw it downfield to Hightower or Friesen, see what happens.
And so very quickly, Dakota West gets to go back out there again. Drop back by West, throws short, that's caught. Again, Kleinecht has 3 now, that one will have 6. So they definitely established this passing game through the middle of the field.
Yeah, certainly have, and you know it's working. But you know you just got to try and keep it consistent because a defense like San Jose is going to pick up on that. They're not going to let you do it every time.
Set eye, handoff up the middle, and Lenore West will get a first down. So Boston's ground game certainly established. Obviously, that 4th down attempt didn't quite go the way that they had him in mind, but in any other case, West has started this game strongly. Offset eye now. There'll be an opportunity for Jacob Brewer to get involved. There'll be a drop back though from Dakota West. Throw, that's incomplete and very nearly intercepted, if only for it falling at the ankles of Luis Quintana, who's already had 1 turnover essentially with that tackle for loss on the last drive there. Could have had a second there as that one's deflected away.
Yeah, and you'd love to see that one get taken the other way, just maybe not expecting a throw that quickly inside the middle of the field, and you know, he just didn't seem ready for it at all, but nonetheless made the play.
3 wide for West here. Drop back. They've got time. It's caught for a gain of 8. And for the first time, Dakota West has found a unique receiver in Curtis Friesen for the first time. And that gets them set up 2 yards shy of the first down marker. And off on the outside, West lowered the shoulder that time. That one a little bit more clear cut for Lenore West. That one's a first down.
Yeah, and you know, it's such a methodical drive. You know, it feels like it's been already 6 or 7 plays that they're not even past the 40 yet, taking a very slow approach when it comes to their offense, trying to maybe tire out the defense of San Jose.
Short passes have been the go-to for Dakota West, and they've got another connection here across the middle. And that's the first for Joey Hightower, so starting to get the wideouts involved as well, but it's all in between the numbers at the moment for Boston. And again, they set up for the short run to the outside on 2nd and short. And off to West, up the middle. This time it's blown up. They respond. San Jose said too much of that. And Bobby Green, I should say, gets that tackle and asks the question here on 3rd down and short. Do you try it again?
Looks like they might with a heavier set look, but San Jose has been ready for it. It looks like they are again.
Toss play outside. Lenore West this time has room. Quintana was there again, but he wasn't close enough. And West converts again. That's the 3rd time on this drive that Lenore West has punched forward a 3rd down and short to get a first down. And Dakota West is saying, I can finally see the halfway stripe. Drops back again. Throw. Oh no, it was had 2 efforts at it there and could not come up with that interception.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take advantage of that one and take it the other way, but unable to is San Jose.
Going for it again here, but a near miss for Dakota West there on that play. Too wide down to the bottom. He'll move Hightower up to the top. Drop back by West. They've got time. Throw. Oh, man, what a catch in double coverage. And that puts the Rebels inside San Jose territory. Silences the stadium as Friesen's got his 2nd, and that is a very, very impressive grab.
Yeah, and we talked about how they're just taking it really slow with their approach, not throwing it very far downfield at all. They finally try and take something, farther than 10, 15 yards out. And they connect with Captain Cold over the middle of the field, and that's a huge completion for Boston, pushing them past the 30.
Now with a fresh set of downs, could they get one more play out before the quarter ends in the spread? Dakota West will snap it. Had protection up front. Wide open grab inside the 10. They connect again. Hightower's got another one. And all of a sudden, this Boston passing attack is really in the game.
Yeah, and, a lot of eyes go on Mike Kleineck from the tight end spot, but Joey Hightower's really showed up in the weeks leading up to the playoffs. And Curtis Friesen was electric to start the season, and it seems like he's picking back up in this game.
One quarter done. Here in San Jose, Boston on the attack to try and tie the game up. I feel like that first quarter was half the duration of the first quarter of the last game we watched. That first quarter of the New York game felt like it went for half an hour. That throw is incomplete from Dakota West. It might in fact be their first incompletion of the game thus far, looking for Hightower across the middle.
Yep, and now as the field shortens, you're kind of have to stop relying on those passes that you've been doing to get to the point, because as the field shortens, less room to pass over the top and in the general middle of the field. But
drop back by West, gone. Sacked in the backfield. San Jose get a response, and they've pushed him back. It's Fred Himes on that sack.
Himes, the week 7 signing, getting in the backfield, slamming all 6'6", 290 pounds of defensive linemen onto the quarterback there, and a huge play for them. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's his first sack of his career. I could be wrong.
Could well be. I don't have that exact number up in front of me, but it pushes Boston back outside of the 10. So Dakota West is going to have to produce something pretty spectacular here to get a score on the board. Throws across his body. It's in heavy traffic and incomplete. Boy, if that was caught by Angel Maldonado, you would have basically given it away. That was a really tense situation. And in the end, it will be a 33-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to hold on to that one. Amonte Dubois-Smith, who was playing coverage over the top, was running full steam ahead at Maldonado and just lowered his shoulder, barreled into him just as the ball was getting there. That's going to be tough to catch, and we saw it get dropped there. However, Boston still some points on the board, but going to give the ball back to San Jose after a drive they probably should have got 7 on.
So San Jose will get possession back. They got the hold on defense. Huge sack from Fred Himes to prevent that drive potentially from being a major score. And the flight will get this one up at the 35. The Boston defense, May West and landed on him. Barron West. Oh, I've already gone over that. My goodness me, DJ. You've got to love working with me.
I do, man.
My brain faults. I've already done the intros. Why am I doing them again? Oh my goodness me!
And it's the second game, it's been a journey. It's gonna happen.
Someone get me a coffee into the broadcast booth. I haven't had enough yet, apparently. Hand off at the middle. That's gonna get a couple there for the run from Ace Ketchum. Again, Duncan on him, involved in that run defense.
Yeah, really just showing up to help plug the gaps in the run game. And San Jose's run attack was really nothing special at all in the regular season. Accumulated, about 68 rush yards per game leading up to the postseason.
Brady White throws. That's caught and broke a tackle. They're trying to get at the outside. A bit of service again. It's been quite the start for Kevin Parker. Not used to being as involved as he has been in this opening half, but he's certainly making the most out of the matchup and got a first down.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was William Patterson, who was covering him at the linebacker spot. One of the better coverage linebackers we have down here in the SFLm, and he was still able to make the catch in contact and continue for a few extra yards.
Two receivers to the top. Single tight end on the left-hand side. Single receiver down the bottom. Toss play to the outside. Ace Ketchum got through a gap. Stiff arm. Beats one. Trying to get past Patterson. He ran out of bounds. But a really good run from Ace Ketchum. That's his best of the afternoon.
I won't say who got stiff arm, but a certain number 22 on Boston just got obliterated by Ace Ketchum. Oh my gosh.
Why would you not read out number 22? Is there a conflict of interest that I didn't know about, DJ?
Yeah, I just didn't want to mention Scotty Kilgreen getting obliterated, but it's neither here nor there.
Hey, as a pro linebacker that's spent many seasons in Canton, now in Chicago, you know that those moments you got to have them. It's sometimes you just end up on the worst end of a rush like that, and that throw from White, he's going to get 7. First catch of the game, I believe, there across the middle. I couldn't quite catch who that was.
It was a number 81 for San Jose, one of the backups even getting some time here. You talk about Kevin Parker, who doesn't get much eyes on him. Now they have a backup getting some play time. That was a great throw. Brady White threaded the needle really well to be able to find a receiver with right in the middle of 2 defenders.
It was indeed. White looks settled at the moment. Second and short. Ace Ketchum's got the hot hand at the moment after that rush. A couple of plays ago. He gets the handoff here and he's buried. In fact, they might even call him for a loss of yardage there as Duncan Onham gets that tackle. Take 1 off of the play count and it'll be a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, now your playbook's pretty well open, but with how they've been stopping the run, you got to look towards a pass here if you're San Jose, I'd imagine.
White is going to motion Kevin Parker across the other side. He's been the one to watch at the moment. Drop back from White. Pressure in his face. Got it away. That's overhit, and the DB could not turn around to get a play. I'm sorry, DJ. It was Scotty. Again, another learning experience for the young man. But it does get credit as a pass deflection, and they stop the drive.
Yeah, I mean, not able to pull that one in, but you're going to get your team the ball back on offense. And with how methodical they were on offense before, you'd like to see them try and push down the field and get some more points that away. But a nice defensive drive, and San Jose was looking really good at times, but in the end, able to stop them really close to the end zone.
I mean, he's playing there just to prevent the touchdown. I mean, as a coach, you'd rather see him do that than jump the route like you sometimes see safeties do and give up a touchdown. So it's, you'll take that if you're Boston. It gets the offense back out on the field here. Dakota West had a really good drive. It didn't result in a touchdown, but they converted really well. Gets the pass on the outside to Lenore West on the toss. That's only going to be a single yard. Luis Quintana is trying to make life absolute hell for her at the moment, and he's succeeding.
Yeah, succeeding in full right now. He is just such a menace at stopping the run. He shoots gaps so well, reads the running lanes really well, and we're seeing it on full display.
Dakota West on the drop back pressure. Oh man, another double covered catch made in between the numbers. Joey Hightower is showing off at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, these receivers are looking like magnets. We've only seen, if my memory served me right, about 1 drop that has been, in the area of catching for these receivers, and it was that one in the end zone when there was like 9 defenders around the receiver. But I mean, they're like magnets right now. They're hauling in everything.
Drop back from West. Throw outside. Beautiful throw from Dakota West. Gets it over the top of the defense and picks out an open receiver. And, gee, that was a laser.
Yeah, it was. Threw that one on a rope.
Another backup, oddly.
Yeah, another backup. That was a great route for a backup. I mean, he created a lot of separation there, just enough for Dakota West. I mean, that really was a laser, Jacob. That one seemed just like a straight line right to the receiver's hands.
It gets Boston back into San Jose territory here. Drop back from West. They were rushed. Good throw. Gets it out of trouble nice and quickly. And a good grab. Picks up 9 yards there favorite target in Mike Kleinecht gets a fourth. And he's fifth overall in the
Yep.
receiving standings as well. So we've got the second and third on the San Jose perspective, the number one in Kleinecht on this side of the ball as well, approaching 700 yards on the season. Second and short now, Lenore West. Handoff up the middle. That's going to get her a first down. Another challengeable one, you feel, though. That
Yeah.
was close.
Yeah, it definitely was. And Quintana again shot the gap and met the runner. It seemed right at the line, but I mean, clearly, as we see there, just enough leeway to be able to call it a first.
Drop back from Dakota West, thrown in between the numbers. Boy, Kleinecht is reeling in everything at the moment. That's another grab. Picks up 7. Oddly enough, neither Jacob Brewer nor Bismarck Wright, the two SFL players, have not had touches yet in the backfield. It's been all West to this point. She is the designated starter. But we know what Bismarck Wright is capable of as well. Gets the handoff here again for West. Oh, she broke a tackle there. Nearly shed that one off completely. And that could be her best run of the evening.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you look at the stats for the regular season. Bismarck Wright had 104 carries for 443 yards. Lenore West had 22 more carries than him, but had 386 yards compared to Bismarck's 443. But right now, he isn't playing much.
And from the outside, that's the first carry for Brewer. Gets 5. And this Boston rushing attack is very much settled.
Yeah, and Brewer hasn't had too much work coming into the postseason. Had 46 carries, 154 yards, and a touchdown. But right there, pretty solid run to cut the yardage in half for the first down.
And off up the middle. Lenore West this time is shut down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a result for San Jose's defense as Amonte Duar-Smith gets that tackle for loss. And he's always making plays out there, ADS. And now it'll force Boston into a third down and medium. Pressure shown on the other side from Dubar-Smith.
Oh.
It was almost taken away on the outside. Great coverage by Dustin Sakasi. And it falls away incomplete.
Yeah, and the league leading regular season interceptor there, Dustin Sokasi, could have took that one the other way, but just off his hands to fall flat. Now we're going to see a 30-yard field goal, and this one's still questionable. This is about the range where it gets shaky for these non-contracted guys.
Hit the first one, and the second one equally not a problem. And so we're back within a point here. San Jose's opening scoring touchdown, still the difference maker here, but Boston chipping away at that lead. Another scoring drive, but one do you feel like probably felt like they probably could have come away with a major score again?
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 drives where they had over double-digit plays and over 3.5 minutes taken away off the play clock and only resulted in a field goal. You got to punch it in down the stretch if you're going to hang in there with San Jose.
Dustin Sakasi on return duties. There gets that one up to the 28. And San Jose got 2.5 minutes to play some quick offense here and see if they can get a second score before the half is out. Considering this first game tonight had 50 combined points, this one a lot more conservative. Ace Caption on the outside, that's going to get 8. He's been very good so far today, to say the least. Another really good carry.
Yeah, and some 20-on-20 crime there. Dondes Talacarne smacking into Ace Ketchum at Mach 1, it seemed, and both of them went falling to the turf. And I mean, now it's anything from San Jose.
And from the outside, that's the second tailback on the roster. That's a good carry. Introduction for Aunt Tim there, a good one. And that'll get us to the 2-minute warning. San Jose not totally putting the playbook away here to end this second half, but it started with 2 runs. Does Brady White take a gamble here early in the drive? Hand off on the outside to Ketchum. He went straight into the shoulder there of the linebacker, and in the end, a good play made to prevent that one from getting much yardage downfield.
Yeah, not really any at all. And I think it's 2nd and 9 now. Boston going back to the nickel look. See what they can do out of it.
Pressure shown on the short side, backed away. White will
Oh,
throw and almost intercepted there, tipped away on the outside. That time it was Talakane who got a hand on it. And another near miss for Brady White. And a 3rd down and long upcoming. Imagine he probably takes a gamble here given the state of the game.
knowing
Bunch off
him,
to the
yeah.
left. Yeah, he's got that confidence about him that he wants to make the play here, especially after nearly giving up that turnover. Pressure shown up the middle. No pressure on White at all. Connects in between the numbers. Finds his favourite target of the half, Kevin Parker, for another 1st down.
And you roll out to that right side to let the cross route develop in front of you, and it does. You have the levels concept. You have number 11, Aiden Texera, run the underneath in route that pulls the linebacker forward just enough to be able to fire it over the top to Kevin Parker. That was just textbook there. And take a shot Brady White did, putting him past midfield now.
Drop back by White, the draw play up the middle. Ace Ketchum's got plenty of room. Ran straight into the safety there in Talakane, who managed to shut him down, but it was still a 9-yard pickup. First timeout called by the Flight. And they are now in scoring range, thanks to that rush and also the connection to Parker.
Yep.
2nd down and short. This is where Brady White can take a shot here. He has got Boston in a 4-3. Can motion Sanj Singh to because of the other side. Drop back from White. Zips it. That's incomplete. That was the right call there, but Victor Rojas couldn't quite get his mitts onto that one. Good coverage by Scotty Kilgannon. And with a minute left, they can have another go here.
Yeah, seemed a little bit off the money. Didn't hit him in stride, but probably a good thing. If that one was a little bit more accurate, probably would have been a little bit closer to the safety, but that one low to the ground. Rojas had to kind of fall away from it as it was there and just not able to hold on to it.
Drop back from White, in and out of hands again. Scotty makes the play, and Victor Rojas comes up empty-handed.
Bats that one down, read the route really well, kind of just sat in his zone and, floated over to the side as that corner route tried to develop and was there. Now we're going to see another 4th down attempt now from San Jose.
Why not? I mean, you got a minute left in the quarter. Or the half, rather. Drop back from White. He will throw. Got it outside. And again, the coverage from Boston is spectacular. Could not find the receiver there in Sanj Singh. And it will be a turnover on downs. That time, the deflection credited to Showtime Access.
Yeah, and really nice play there from the defense. And now we see both 4th down attempts go for nothing. Both sides have failed one. And now Boston has the ball at the 36. Now, let's see if they're going to take a more lid-off approach and see if they want to fire the ball downfield a little bit, try and take advantage of the turnover for the half.
Dakota West can throw, does so, connects for Kleinecht, gets a 1st down. And with 50 seconds left on the clock, they will call a timeout.
And to their credit, Jacob, that route has been there all night. I mean, as we saw there, Mike Kleinecht is going to fight for yardage. He broke one in there and, forced a 1st down on what could have been a 5-yard gain.
3 wide, 1 tight end on the left-hand side. Drop back from West, zips that one. That's the right call. Got it over the top. The receiver had a little bit of separation there, and Curtis Friesen. That one just a little bit overthrown, and you can certainly see that they're not afraid to have a gamble here.
No, definitely not.
Now on the gun, single back off to the left-hand side. Drop back from West, has time, that's incomplete. San Jose had coverage, plenty of it in the area, and that feels like the first one that Kleinecht hasn't come up with.
Yeah.
And it'll be a 3rd down and 10.
And taking shots, I like it. You have the ball before the half. Why not try and push it downfield and at least get a little bit more points?
We've got the quads formation out there. Motion the receiver across. Drop back by West. Throws over the top. Got it. Inside the 35. Found Maldonado, it looked like, and that will be a second timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, and Maldonado has been a really good deep threat for them, having a longest of about 60 yards or so on a huge bomb that happened last week.
West again, that's caught by Joey Hightower. Now they'll go no huddle with one timeout left in their pocket. They'll stay in the offset I spread. Dakota West drops back again. This time connects! Back of the end zone, Angel Maldonado. And Boston take the lead.
Wow, and it was a point of emphasis to see if this slow, methodical offense would be able to turn it on when they needed to, and they did. Being able to punch it in what seemed like just really 3 passes. It seemed like everything before that was just setting it up, and they're going to take the lead.
Wow, well, you would have thought when San Jose had that possession before that it would have swung the other way. Boston got the stop on defense. They got the fourth down turnover, and within a minute, not even, took them 30 seconds to go 63 yards. And a laser from Dakota West into the back of the end zone finds the electric Angel Maldonado.
And, you know, 13 unanswered right now for Boston after that first touchdown from San Jose. And, you know, San Jose, they can fly high, but can they fly high enough to score in 19 seconds? I don't know. But if they aren't, you got to go into the half and maybe readjust some things. Your defense seems to be playing well. Maybe just, I mean, you're playing good. You just got to convert when it matters on those 3rd and 4th downs and maybe just shut down the pass a little more. Dakota West is pretty locked in right now.
Brady White started hot and then it sort of fell apart in the second quarter. Hand off on the outside to Ace Ketchum, gets 4. And San Jose happy to take this one into halftime as it is. 13 points to 7. Boston with the lead. They trailed for a large part. There's a timeout called by San Jose. They are going to Hail Mary this.
And Jacob, I don't know about you, and I'm probably wrong, but it feels like this first half lasted about the whole time that the last first quarter did.
Yeah. You're probably not wrong.
Close to it.
They are in the gun. I was going to say, if they came out and ran the ball, I worry would have given up. Drop back by Brady White. He will zip it long. It's over the back. Rohash was the target. It was a little too high for him, but not a bad effort all told from Brady White. That's where this first half ends. Boston has the lead on the road thanks to that connection from Dakota West to Angel Maldonado. 13 points to 7. DJ, plenty to unpack from that opening half.
You know, I mean, both squads playing good. Like you said, Jacob, San Jose started hot, kind of cooled down pretty quick. Boston, the exact opposite, really heating up as the half came to a close. Brady White's not throwing too many terrible passes. They just need the receivers to hold on to it. Boston is playing some tremendous coverage. And, you know, on the other side of that, Dakota West is throwing lights out right now, playing some really good offense. Maybe try to stop the run game for San Jose a little bit because they're running really well.
To really pick a player of the half. You can imagine it's Dakota West, it is. And they had a really good half. Over 200 yards, good efficiency, and the go-ahead touchdown here. Back here in San Jose, this is the closer of the two matchups here, you feel. The winner of this one goes to face New York in the title game next week. There's no more back and forth on the schedule now. It's win and you're in.
Do or die. You know, next week's matchup, Jacob, going to be so interesting. We're either going to see the top 2 seeds in the league. We're going to see San Jose versus New York. Brady White versus Jordan Goodman. Michael versus Victor. Or we are going to see Boston versus New York, which has been a hallmark rivalry all season long. But first, we got to get through this second half of football. Right now, it's anyone's game, and it's anyone's shot to win that championship between these two.
Boston with possession again in the lead. Toss play to the outside. That's West. Gets a 2-yard pickup there. That's Lenore. Feels like you could say West with a play and you'd
Yeah.
be about a 33% chance of it being correct. But that's not how I choose to call games, thankfully. 2nd and 8. Jacob Brewer on the field now. Dakota will throw. That's overhit and racing back there to try and get to the football. There was ADS who nearly had it. And a bit of a scare there for Dakota West, falls away incomplete.
Yeah, I was never going to give up on that play. And it looked like it bounced off of someone's foot to stay in the air. That would have been a huge play if ADS was able to hold that one in. But Boston going in a 4 wide now.
Dakota trying to take a gamble here. They will rush up the middle. And it's short by a yard. Great tackle there in response. There, getting to it was Bobby Green, who's made a couple of important plays. And Boston are not going to take a chance, and they will punt this one back.
And Bobby Green goes up in big spots. He is no stranger to playing in the spotlight, Jacob. His first play of his first ever SFLm game, he got a sack. He is not shy to make an impact.
It's always important to get playmakers at that inside linebacker position. Yep. And he seems to fit that mold perfectly. And so inside a minute, San Jose got the football. And Brady White can try and go back to it. He didn't have a bad half necessarily, but I think he'll be disappointed the fact that he couldn't quite connect with his receivers the way you expect him to normally. Gadudi's still unsighted so far in his context. He's only connected with Rojas and Kevin Parker to this point. Draw play up the middle. These have worked well for Ace. Ketchum gets 7 on that pickup.
Yeah, and with how lackluster their run game was in the regular season, Boston probably not expecting them to rely on their run game as much as they are right now. But, whenever they're able to find open space and their offensive line lay some good blocks, it's really working out.
Toss play to the outside. There's the second carry, I should say, for Aunt Tim. And Tim gets the first down.
And Morgan Brown chased down Aunt Tim from behind the line and eventually met on to Dondes Talacarne, they were able to both bring him down for the tackle. Now they're back in this nickel look that we've seen so familiar from the Boston side.
Catch him back in the backfield. Look out for the draw. It's almost a toss though to the outside to catch him. Great open field tackle. There's just no more than a 4-yard pickup there. And Ace, again, has been good. That one shut down though by Talacarne.
Yeah, more 20-on-20 crime. Talacarne doing a really good job now that they have noticed that they're running the ball a lot more at shooting the gaps when it comes to the run scheme.
And off this time to the left-hand side. Good run from Tim. Oh, he got through one. Really good carry from Aunt Tim. And, he had the first 2 he had were worth 5 yards. That one's worth about 10. And he's proving to be a very effective change of pace back.
Yeah, and Aunt Tim at 5'10", 182, breaking through the free safety. Scotty Kilgannon, 6'3", 230. That's just some tough running from the smaller running back on the squad, and you love to see that.
You're going to have to show Scotty those linebacking skills there. Got to make those open field tackles there. That's tough for that one from Brady White. He's overthrown. Victor Rojas is one of his more favorable targets. He's the one that leads this league in receiving yardage. Kadudi's the 300 behind in that regard. But it's the ground game that's getting San Jose down the field at the moment. Catch him back in the backfield. He'll get the handoff straight up the middle. Great response. That time, Scotty Kilgannon makes the tackle. Well done.
Yeah, shot the gap really well, read the run, and just shot that A-gap, the little inside run. The offensive line made some good blocks, but he just shot so fast that no one was able to really adjust, and he was the first one to the ball carrier.
Good response from Boston's defense, and that'll force Brady White to a third down and long attempt. Rolls out slightly in the pocket, got a good grab on the outside. That's well handled by Victor Rojas, and San Jose keep this one on the road.
And the cruise missile. Hudson Cruz in coverage there. Just let the inside, gave up the inside. He was trying to play over the top, make sure Victor didn't take the lid off of the defense, but it kind of bit him in the butt. Rojas took that inside step and broke just in front of him, able to complete the pass.
Bunch now to the left-hand side. Boston's going to fan their defensive line out. That's a run for Aunt Tim, and again, he is very much a fan of those 4 or 5 yard rushes. Gets another 4 on the board, and again, Boston's run defense is not quite as tight as it was in that opening half.
Yeah, certainly not. And Aunt Tim and becoming as reliable as Ace Ketchum is right now, they're both running really well against the defense.
Ketchum's out there again. He'll get the handoff straight up the guts, and that's a good response from Boston. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by William Patterson, and it'll be another third down and medium. Brady White got them out of trouble last time with that connection to Victor Rojas. Imagine he's quite enjoying not having to do a great deal on this drive, but he's got to bail them out again. Drop back. He's got time to throw. That one was heavy, and it's over the back of the defense and incomplete. So no harm, no foul, but no connection. That time, the cruise missile all over that one again, and was able to make the play, or enough of a play to ensure that that one wasn't completed. And San Jose, will imagine you will punt this one back to Boston.
Yeah, and we're seeing that quite a bit on those deep throws, that Brady White's just putting a little bit too much mustard on it, tossing it, just lofting it a little bit too much over the head of the receivers. But, Boston going to have the ball back right outside the 10-yard line. And with how methodical their drives have been, Jacob, this is where those methodical drives come in, when you're pinned deep in your end zone and you just tire the defense out. And once you get close to their end zone, you finally take a shot and it pays off. Let's see if they go with that script.
Northwest has certainly got the job done so far tonight. That's the first carry for the fullback, though. And a 1-yard run turned into a 4-yard run for Bismarck Wright as he got through that first bit of contact. And you expect, again, to see a very similar drive to what San Jose just put together. Very run forward. Quarterbacks will get them out of trouble if needed. But Dakota West will be trying to get the ball out of their hands as much as they can. That handoff in the middle. Oh, man, a linebacker got absolutely laid out, and Bobby Green hasn't moved. Like 42 on 42 there on that occasion. Bobby's come up second best.
I had used the term, 20 on 20 crime is what it was, but 42 on 42 crime really does sit in. That was a tough hit by Lenore West, and put that one on his back, and hopefully we're able to see him come back a little bit later in the game. And we saw an injury already that Duncan Autumn was able to bounce back from. And maybe we'll see the same for Bobby.
There's a 60-pound difference between Lenore West and Bobby, and somehow West is not the one that got injured. It's quite remarkable from Lenore's perspective, that's for sure, it's certain. Second down and short, West on the outside, plenty of room for her to run into.
Oh my God!
And another one, she's knocked someone else out. Ramnar Sudi's gone now.
We need to send a message down to Art Vandelay to check those pads. Oh my goodness. Lenore West barreling over another defender and sending them to the sideline. Oh, Jacob, they say it's not about the rebel in the fight, it's about the fight in the rebel. And Lenore West is putting that on the front page of the newspaper right now. Oh my gosh.
So the Flight are now down 2 defenders thanks to the same player in back-to-back plays. This time the handoff to Bismarck Wright, who will get a 4-yard carry. And that time, no one dropped out that time. But they're basically daring anyone to run at Lenore West at the moment.
It's crazy.
She's in the backfield again here.
They'll be shaking in their boots. I know I would be.
Bismarck Wright is on the left. He's still out there. West will run up the middle. Ran straight at the secondary. Gee, she is really heating up now. That's another first down and probably about an 8 yards added to her stat line.
Yeah, talk about giving it your all. Finally meets the black sheep, Stephen Goodman, down the field to get brought down, but that's not after a first down. Lenore West in this run game really putting it on the back. And you look at the running, the running room for Boston. You imagine Bismarck Wright is the one injuring people, not 180 pounds soaking wet Lenore West.
Wow, it's unbelievable what she's doing at the moment. Head up at the middle, that's going to be a carry for Wright, and they're going to give him 3 there on that occasion. Still only 1 carry for Jacob Brewer in this contest so far. It's been all Lenore West, and the last 3, we can now understand why it has been. 3 wide for Boston. Toss play outside, West in the open field. That time someone finally says, no more of this, and dumps her in the backfield there for a loss of 2. And again, it's Luis Quintana.
Yeah, I mean, talk about some kryptonite. If Lenore West has a steel under the shoulder pads, Quintana has kryptonite under the shoulder pads because he's really been the only one able to fully stop them up to this point.
Roll out from White, throws across, that's incomplete. Dakota West can't connect. Downfield, and San Jose get the hold.
Yeah, and, gonna have to punt it away now is Boston after what was really, again, we've used this word a few times, just a really slow, methodical drive for them. It seems like they did a whole lot, but really didn't get a whole lot out of it. Now they're giving the ball back into the hands of Brady White and the flight.
It's only 25 yards away from the San Jose goal line. And the flight, again, with an opportunity. We've stood some pressure there on defense on that previous drive because the Rebels were really driving it downfield with that ground game. But a huge play from Luis Quintana forced them to throw on 3rd down and long, and pass was incomplete. And now San Jose can have another go. Victor Rice moved in motion. Drop back from Brady White. He was pressured, got it out and caught. Over, just shy halfway goes Victor Rojas.
Yeah, and attacked over the top, and finally one of those deep balls connect as Brady White throws a laser down the field to Victor Rojas and just finds it in the seam of a bunch of cornerbacks there. And he's going to push forward up to about the 50.
Really couldn't have timed that one any better, Brady White. I mean, he was about to get sacked in the backfield, and thankfully Rojas got free at the perfect possible moment for him to get rid of the ball. Singh moved in motion. Drop back from White. He will throw across. That's incomplete. Trying to feed it into Sanj Singh, but good coverage there on that occasion from the secondary, and it'll be a 2nd down and long.
Yep, now San Jose, I mean, you can run to try and set up something short. You can pass to try and just keep ahead of the chains. I mean, Boston, you got to stay on your feet right now.
Single back off to the left here. Brady White will drop back. Again, not pressured. Throws across his body. A great grab from Rojas. And his back turned to the end zone, but got it in despite the presence of Scotty Kilgannon, was able to hold onto it.
Yeah, and just attacking the top zone really well. I mean, once you hit that corner, the only one there is the top safety. And if Brady White's able to throw it accurately and strong enough to get it there before the safety is able to come down and make a play, it's going to succeed, and we saw it right there.
3 wide for San Jose. Drop back by White, throws to the flats. It's caught by Ketchum, breaks a tackle. Ace Ketchum into the secondary, gets a 6-yard pickup on the reception. Keeps the San Jose drive going in a forward direction.
Oh, 4-3 now from Boston coming out expecting a run possibly.
Drop back by White. Has time. Throws across his body, in and out of hands. Very nearly intercepted there by Jimmy Hatsis.
And that one, Jacob, almost assuredly, if Showtime is able to hold on to that one, would have been 6. I don't know what it looked like, past the screen, but I can't imagine there was a whole lot of bodies over there to be able to stop him. But he bats it down, makes it 3rd and 4 for San Jose. Now let's see if Boston can stand up and make a stand.
Another near miss for Brady White. He's got to connect here from 3rd and medium to keep this drive going. Drop back from White. Looking downfield, looking for Rojas. It's incomplete. Coverage again, excellent. Scotty Kilgannon gets that deflection.
It seems like they've been matched up a few times tonight. Victor Rojas continues to run the deep routes to that side, and he's been holding his own over there. Scotty Kilgannon able to bat that one down and save what would have been a touchdown. Victor Rojas isn't gonna drop one like that with how much separation he had, but thankfully for Boston, the safety was able to make an athletic play.
Punt will sail into the end zone despite the efforts of the special teams unit. Nearly got there. That was some play to try and get to that ball. If the bounce was just a little bit shorter, they would have been money.
And that was Tommy Pauly. That's not a name that's going to jump out but these guys in San Jose, they know Tommy Pauly. He's one of their backups that has got multiple sacks and has shown up when people got injured. He's a stud, I'm telling you.
Those situations where everyone's got a role to play and everyone contributes. Toss play. West lowers the shoulder. Again, strong running from the lead back. 5-yard pickup.
Well, shout out to Rand Marsudi, who was one of the players that got injured on those back-to-back plays, who was back out on the field and made that tackle on Lenore West.
See that he's back. That's one of the 2 that they lost. Run to the outside. That's Brewer. Gets about 4. And yeah, right on cue. Bobby Green's back out there. So they just had a rest of sorts.
So not stealing the pads. Maybe it was like aluminum. Like, it's going to hurt, but it ain't going to put you out of commission.
3rd and short to try and convert and keep going forward here. Boston, they want to try and take as much clock as they can off. That's a good run from West. And they get up to the 35 here.
Yeah, and really nice run in there and a nice job of being able to seal the edge just enough for West to get out there and find some room downfield before running into a defensive back.
3 quarters down, 1 to go here in San Jose. Can the Flight save their season here at home? Or will Boston continue to drive this one downfield? You feel a 2-score lead here is almost insurmountable the way that this game is gone.
Yeah. It'd be tough to come back from.
San Jose have not scored since the opening drive. Toss play to the outside. It's West, and Lenore will pick up 4 on that occasion. And again, this is what we're going to see now for the remainder of this game, you would imagine, from Boston. Plenty of ground game. Sakar's yet to get in there and help with that one.
Yeah.
Now again with the offset eye, Brewer's out there in the backfield with Bright in front of him. And off to Brewer. Got past the first wave of contact, and Green, I should say, had to get there and make sure that wasn't the first down.
Yeah, and we saw, short yardage scenario previously for Boston where they were unable to pick it up on a run. It feels like in this scenario, pushing close to the 50-yard line, you have to get this.
Hand off Lenore West. Plenty of room. Had to be chased down by Frodo Laggins. But Lenore's got them inside San Jose territory.
They get the yardage and more. Bismarck right. And the offensive lineman, that was Demon Pickle, do a really good job of sealing the edge, the pulling guard, and the fullback, giving Lenore West so much room to run to the outside and just able to fight through tackles and get extra yardage.
Short throw caught. That's back to what we were expecting, or what we saw, I should say, from Dakota West early in the game. It's been a while since they've had to make a throw. That one connects with the favoured target in Mike Kleinecht. West had 2:12 to halftime. That's their first pass,
Wow.
at least completed, of this half. And now the handoff on the outside. Lenore West lowers the shoulder. Got a
Oh,
couple.
wow.
They're not going to
That
give her the first down.
I'd love to see a challenge there. I don't know
Yeah,
about you, Jacob. Not gonna see one.
that was awfully close there to a conversion. I'll get Brewer out here for the third down and short. Hand off to the outside. Brewer's got enough room. It was closed down by Frodo Laggins. And question marks over the spot, though. Do we get a challenge from Art Vandal on the sideline? We do not. And San Jose continue to keep their defense on the field here. Hand off Bismarck right. Got up the guts. And that'll be a 4-yard pickup shut down by Bobby Green.
Yeah, and they've been running really well, just staying ahead of the chains. And that's all you can ask for when you're running the ball this often is just, make your blocks and stay ahead of the chains. That 4-yard mark, Jacob, is what they need to stay ahead of.
It's been the bread and butter for Lenore West tonight, but that's only a 2-yard pickup there. Laggins again involved. He's been quiet for the most part tonight, but is turning it up in the fourth quarter, and now a third down and medium. Huge opportunity for San Jose to get the defense off the field here. Drop back by Dakota West. Throws to the flats. Lenore West can't get there. Huge play made on the outside by Amonte Jabbar Smith to ensure that was not a first down. Could that be the turning point?
And you can break a whole lot of tackles, but one that's going to be hard to break is a tackle from ADS. Aim down sight, Amonte Dubois Smith, and he saves them from getting a first down. And it was funny, as soon as the ball was snapped and I saw Lenore go to that side, I thought in my head, you should pass to Lenore here. Because there was a lot of room to run, but Amonte Dubois Smith shot down so fast from that safety spot and was able to save the first down.
So you defend the flats, and Boston now will get their defense on the field. San Jose got a chance here. They can take the lead here with a score. But remembering again, the Flight have not scored since their opening drive of the game. Rollout from Brady White. Throws across center. Beautiful throw. Kadudi first catch of the game.
Yeah, vitally having an impact on this one is Kadudi. Able to find some residents in the middle of the field on that crossing route and meets the corner. Showtime Hatzes after the completion. And if you're able to complete a few more of those, you'll be able to switch field position. And after just what was such a methodical drive for Boston, there's just over half a quarter left.
5 wide for Brady White. Rolls out in the pocket. Caught. Short yardage, but a catch nonetheless for Aiden Teixeira. That might be his first of the evening, or at the very least the second, because it's all gone through Rojas and Parker to this point. That completion from White gets 6. Toss play to the outside. Ace Ketchum. It's blown up in the backfield. Right at the line of scrimmage there. Duncan on him. Prevents that one from getting forward progress. And now a challenge upcoming for San Jose.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they go for here. You don't have Ace Ketchum in the backfield. You got Ant Tim out there. 3 receivers as well in the I form. It's going to be curious to see what happens.
Drop back from Brady White. Rolls into the pressure. He's gone. Loss of 1. The drive stalls out there. Tackle made right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, it's a loss of 1. And the Flight are going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, and it looked like a blitzing backup defensive back was able to make the play after Brady White tried to take off. And now, if you are San Jose, you're putting full faith in your defensive unit. It is do or die San Jose. You've got to pull through right now. Your defense has to make a stand. Boston, an injury again.
Someone else has gone down there. Cletus Youngblood.
Oh, that's awful for them.
San Jose are losing players like flies at the moment.
Yeah. Thankfully, they've all came back up to this point. But I mean, right now you need every defender on the field. You really do. It is literally do or die. There's nothing else after this. And they just lost their starting free safety.
So to recap, they lost Bobby Green, who came back, and then furthermore, the other name escapes me. They
Ramnar
lost
Sudi
someone
as
else,
well.
Ramnar Sudi. That's right. It wasn't on the roster sheet, but it was Sudi who also went down, and then he came back.
Yeah.
That run though from West is only going to get a couple. So this San Jose defense, they were out there for so long. Now they've got to do it again.
Yeah. All you gotta do is make a few stops on early runs. You know what they want to attempt to do. You just gotta stop it.
Brewer in the offset eye. Again, it's right in front of him. Hand off to Brewer. Blown up at the line of scrimmage. Someone's gone down. It's Jacob Brewer.
No.
Oh, Lenore West has gone down. It's the starter. She took the carry. And his San Jose defense has got one up on him.
Yeah, they pulled out the Uno reverse card on that one, Jacob. They said, no, not us this time. So many injuries in this one. And now, I would say try and force Boston into a passing down to try and get the ball back. But they've been throwing the ball so well. And you just lost Lenore West. Their passing game is going to be the best part of their game.
Cast your minds back. Lenore West knocked two San Jose players out of the game momentarily in back-to-back plays. And now she's cut a trip to the sideline. Dakota in between the numbers. That's a beautiful throw. And Boston convert on third down. Angel Maldonado, the touchdown scorer, is the recipient. And Boston continue to keep this drive on the road.
Such a tight throw. Dakota West rolls out to the left, and they just fire it into the middle of the field. As you see, 204 of their passing yards have been accumulated in the middle. Now you can rely on your run game a little more, but is it going to be Wright or is it going to be Brewer taking the majority of those carries?
3 wide for the Rebels. Will be a handoff up the middle to the backup tailback. It says, in fact, that's Bismarck Wright with that carry. And it only gains a couple.
And Lenore's been running great, but it's not like you have scrubs back there, Jacob. You have 2 SFL players who are ready to run the ball.
And Brewer is relatively fresh as well, all things considered. Tight end moved across the formation here, expecting another run to this left-hand side. There'll be a handoff up the middle to the fullback.
It's Cartwright.
And he will get about 5 or 6. I'm amazed that you know the names of these backups, but then I remember you've watched, I think we calculated like 14 or 15 SFLm games this season.
Yep.
You
see
imagine.
him right there in the tight end spot. He's like 5'5". That's the only reason I remember his name.
That's unbelievable. I didn't even notice that, but now I see it, and I can't unsee it. Hand off up the middle to Brewer, and ran straight into the linebacker, and Luis Quintana could not hang on. And it'll be a first down for Boston.
And they're just chugging along, and it's going to hit the 2-minute warning if they let it go, which I imagine would be the best idea, and they will.
2 minutes to go. Boston have well and truly got San Jose on the ropes here. I mean, you've got to get a stop in this next possession, in this next set of downs, I should say, because if they get another first down, then you're burning timeouts, but they're also in field goal range, essentially. Hand off the outside. That's a huge play. Dropped in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Quintana showing up again and, leads the entire league in tackles in the regular season, and his teammate, Monte Dubois-Smith, leads rookies in tackles. They have the top 2 tacklers in the league on their squad. You're going to need them right now. Let's make some more stops, San Jose.
Pressure shown on either side. They really need to bring the house here. Hand off to Brewer. He will get forward progress. And it's going to be given as a 6-yard run. So that helps the cause here of Boston. 2nd of 3 timeouts called by San Jose. And Imagine Dakota will try and pass
Yeah,
their way out of this situation here.
maybe.
Or no, they will go to the
See if
ground.
they
So
try
San
and
Jose
waste their
have just got to
timeout.
get the stop here.
Yeah. Guess they're gonna try and waste that timeout. I don't hate it, but I don't know.
Hand off.
Oh,
Can't get there. Important stop. San Jose going to burn the timeout. So
are they in
Brady
field goal
White, it is
range?
down to you.
They might be. Oh, they're gonna punt it. Oh my goodness, from the 27. And I mean, they know what their kicker's capable of. Let's just see if their punter can pin him deep. That's what you're looking for right now.
Just back your defense all the way. That's going to go inside the 10. You'll find that's going to be spotted at about the 9. So, well, these are the moments as
Yep,
a young SFL quarterback. These are the situations that really where you make a name for yourself.
it is. Do or die.
Brady White is, again, it's been quiet for San Jose. They have not scored since the opening drive of the game, where Ace Ketchum scored a rushing touchdown. That throw from White is caught, broke a tackle, and Parker, who's been the #1 receiver tonight for the Flight, gets 7. No huddle for the Flight. Single back off to the left again, drop back by White. He's got time to throw. In
Oh,
between the numbers, it's incomplete. Picked off at the
oh,
ankles. What a play! We've got to check the replay to make sure that didn't hit
oh,
the ground, but tentatively, that might be game, set, match.
no way.
Dondes Talakane might have pulled off the spectacular.
No way. We gotta see some sort of flag. I've gotta see that again. Come on. It
Tense
was
moments. San
clean.
Jose do not
Oh my
challenge.
goodness. I can't believe it, Jacob.
Dondes Talakane thrown off the deflection ankle interception
Wow.
has booked the Boston Rebels a ticket into the title game against their local rivals.
Jacob, I am in shock. It had to be the foot or the shin or the knee. Someone scoops it off the ground. Dondes Talacarne sends Boston to the promised land. Gonna send down San Jose. Oh my goodness. And you look at that. What can you do? Just hope you hold on to it. Brady White threw one in coverage. It's not a perfect throw. There's people there, but it gets tipped away. You got to hope it goes down, but they scoop it up.
A
Oh, my
remarkable
goodness.
play, and one that Talakane will remember for a very long time as he looks to
Wow.
punch his ticket in the major leagues. But for the time being, Boston will be taking on New York in a week's time for the honors of SFLm Season 10. The start of the new era of this competition.
Oh, yeah. It was inside 2 minutes, of course. Yeah. Not going to see a challenge. Wow.
There you go. Dakota West nails this one out. The Rebels have pulled off an away win to down the Flight, who was scoreless for basically 95% of the game.
Wow.
Wow, DJ, plenty to unpack.
Having so much to unpack. I mean, Dakota West looked phenomenal. The run game looked really good. Lenore West was barreling over defenders. Your defense, I mean, what else can you say? The passing defense was there when you needed it to. Dondes Talacarne single-handedly, with that interception, sends Boston to the promised land. We're seeing the 2 newest SFLm franchises make it to the championship in their inaugural season.
Wow. Well, we're going to be back again in a week's time for the SFLm title game. Meanwhile, a full slate of SFL football due to come starting tomorrow night. But wow, it'll be a Boston-New York final game in a week's time. We'll see you then, and thank you for tuning in on the Virtual Football Network.